Hey Matt, Cog Samek.
Oh, thank you, baby.
How'd I do?
And it was very close. I think we had something like this at the beginning of one of our episodes before, but that's
Well, but it wouldn't have
because
been
there's
Passover then.
no, it wouldn't have been Passover then. But that doesn't specifically mean Happy Passover. It just means Happy Holiday. But now it's
Oh,
Passover and Happy Easter.
thanks. There was eggs, pastel colored eggs
There were just regular
involved.
colored eggs at my Passover, but
Really? Wait, what? Really?
yeah, there's
Are
what
eggs like a traditional Passover food, or you
uh
just happened to have eggs?
that this is a hard question to answer. Eggs in general are not a traditional Passover food, but a hard boiled egg is a traditional part of the Passover Seder, although it is not eaten. It's representative. And there is a traditional Jewish dish that has eggs in it called anachis. But the egg itself is not like a traditional Jewish Passover food. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I suppose
Okay.
so. I freaking dude, I have been big on hard boiled eggs lately.
Yo, right? I fucking love hard boiled eggs.
I've been doing this thing where I like steam them instead of actually boiling them, and they come out like
Really?
perfectly every time. Dude, every lunch, I like literally every day, I eat a couple of hard boiled eggs, and you put a little salt and pepper on there.
Uh huh.
It's absolutely fucking delicious. Hey, speaking of that, do you have mini eggs? You get mini eggs there?
I'm assuming that's just regular chicken eggs, but smaller.
Oh my, oh my God! All of our Canadian listeners right now are going, "What the hell?" Okay, so do you have? Hold on. Do you have Hershey Eggies?
Uh, if I think I know what you mean. Are you talking about like those chocolate eggs with the candy shells?
Yeah, yeah, like little
Yeah.
baby ones.
I have no. I don't think anybody knows what those are actually called. We just call them chocolate
Really?
eggs. Yeah, they're just
Oh
called
my God.
chocolate
Okay,
eggs.
so that is like an Easter staple
It
here.
is here too, but we don't have a name for them, as
Yeah,
far
they're
as I
called
know.
mini eggs.
Okay.
Whoa, this is blowing my fucking mind. Okay,
What? So we have the same Easter staple, but you just have a name for yours.
yeah, well, that's what they're called. They're called Cadbury mini eggs.
Okay. Well, we have Cadbury cream eggs. I know that's a little
Yeah,
different,
we have
but
that's something different. We have that too.
yeah, yeah.
But we also have Hershey Eggies, and they're the kind of the same deal. They're
But
similar.
they're just made by Hershey instead of Cadbury.
Yeah. Okay, listen up. So Lauren makes these cookies where she puts mini eggs in the cookie.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like a chocolate chip, kind of deal. But instead of
Right.
chocolate chip, it's mini egg.
Mini egg.
And dude, I could fucking eat so many of these goddamn cookies. They're so good.
I
They're
will
so
have to.
good.
I'll have to see if I can get Jackie to make some of those. I would love to make them myself, but I burn water, so like
Hold
maybe
on,
not.
sorry. You just like siloned a whole lot on my mic, so I'm just gonna go ahead like I pretend that I knew what you said. Yeah,
I'm
one day
bad at
Lauren
cooking.
will make you some mini egg cookies, I'm sure, and I'll like bring you some.
Okay.
Or I can send you the recipe, but I don't know. She put some sort of magic in those things. They're like, dude, I mean, I feel like I have decent self control when it comes to eating. Like I could, I recognize that there's a time to stop, or I get
I'm
full or
glad one of
whatever.
us does.
But dude, not with these things. These things I can just like I could literally eat hundreds
Oh
of these
man.
cookies. They're so
I
good.
I feel envious honestly because I love chocolate chip cookies and I'm sure I would love the chocolate mini egg cookies too. But I can't be much of a sweets eater anymore for like the last 10 years because my teeth are so terrible. My enamel is fucking gone. I can't eat sweet things anymore. They hurt my teeth too
Well,
much.
well, you better go find it.
That's our show, guys. Thank you. Hey, welcome to another episode of Super FX, the show where Bobby Bird turns all cheats on in South Park for Nintendo 64. I'm Matt.
I'm Tyler. What? I don't know. Wait, is that actually the truth?
That is, yeah. BOBBYBIRD. You heard it here first, folks. This is episode 25.
Why do you just have that information like off the dome?
You don't have, like, cheat codes buried in the back of your mind that you used over and over again growing up?
I mean, no. Okay, the one I distinctly remember is The Sims. It was like Rosebud or maybe Motherload on The Sims, which would like give you like get free money or something.
Right.
I also remember in Banjo-Kazooie. Remember like the
the
letters.
Feathers. Yeah.
In Treasure Trove Cove.
Mm-hmm.
I remember some of those. Like one of them was like something about they were always like stupid long. Right. So one of them was like fucking like I don't even know. Like it's like the bear and the bird do a thing and you get infinite lives, and you have to like ground pound all of these letters out one at a time, and it takes literally like 5 minutes to enter a cheat code.
One from my childhood that I still remember, even though I haven't played this game in more than 10, maybe 15 years. Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 3 for Game Boy Color. I have the 6-character password for the final level memorized. It's 6TPFF ? I will never forget that.
Well,
You heard it here first, folks.
If you ever forget that passcode, I'm going to tell you.
If you ever forget the passcode to the final level for Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 3 on Game Boy Color.
I know what to do. All right.
What's up, dude? What's new? What's going on?
Same old. I've been chugging along through that Corb.
Oh yeah, land. Me too. I finally finished it.
I think I'm like one freaking level, like the last. Okay, I don't know how many worlds are there. Okay, hold on, don't tell me. I am in the 6th, I want to say, world, 7th world, and the next stage is a boss one that's called like something about something the king, and It's at like the top of a volcano. So I feel like that's probably the last stage.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you whether or not you're right?
What? Sorry, what?
Would you like me to tell you whether you're right?
Oh, no, but I assume I am. I love spending time in Waddle Dee Town.
You said last episode, and I was so tickled by that.
I
didn't think that you would just be like, I love Waddle Dee Town.
Matthew, I thought it was done. Like the way it was designed, like it looked like there was a certain amount of things to unlock, and I unlocked them all. Right. And then one time I went back there, and it was like, "Hey, you unlocked more," and like the town like fucking like expanded, and I like flipped my lid. It was incredible. There's like a coliseum. There's mini games to play.
Yeah, dude. When I tell you, I spent like a good hour on the fucking fishing mini game.
Yeah, he wears like a cute little hat in the fishing mini game. Dude, I love it. I assume so. I haven't been like 100%ing it per se as I go, but I have been like doing most of the stuff. So
that's what
after I finish the final bit, I am gonna go back and do everything else. But there's not really that much left to do. Like I'll have like maybe like 10 Waddle Dees to get, and then a couple of the treasure roads. The treasure roads, I was surprised to see that they kind of make you do. Well, they didn't make you, but you kind of want to do them as you go because then it helps you unlock the extra
new copy
weapons.
Yeah,
the copy abilities, and so I was kind of happy to see that because normally like the time trial type stuff is something that I would just like avoid completely. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna go back. The one thing I was like kind of miffed about is like there's like the gotcha stuff and you have to like collect the little toys. like they at some point I had a good chunk of the first one, the first like I don't know.
Oh
What
yeah,
you call
volume
it,
one.
the first volume of them. Yeah. I had like a good chunk of them done, and I was like, wow, like I'm gonna finish all of these before I even get like halfway through the game.
Boom, volume two.
And then it's like volume two's there, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense, that tracks. And then like kept what
Only
felt like
volume
very well, I was like, what felt like very long, like late into the game. It's like, oh, also volume three. And I'm like,
Yeah.
hold on. I feel like I'm very close to finishing the game, and maybe I'm wrong on that. Like maybe I have another world, but even then, there's still like 50 more collectibles to get, and you get like maybe one of these every stage. And so,
You know what else?
what is there a volume
Oh.
4?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry.
There. Okay. I'm picturing in Waddle Dee Town where the fucking gumball machines are. There's
Yep.
not room for a fourth
There's room.
machine.
There's room.
No. Oh no. Okay, so I'm and it costs like 100 coins per thing, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But I will. This is not really a spoiler. I'm just going to tell you this for your posterity's sake. After the game, you finish the main game. There's a little bit of a post game, and during the post game, an NPC shows up at the gacha machines, and you can pay them rare stones instead of coins to get specifically figurines that you do not already have.
Hold on, but aren't rare stones a limited resource?
Not in the post game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, there is more to go. I feel like I put a lot of time into this game, and like things just keep happening.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
honestly,
know. I feel like
no
I get
spoilers.
it, and then
I'm not going to
and
give
then
any
just more stuff
spoilers,
happens.
but there is much more game after the game.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
That's good. I
Which
just
I'm
want that.
going to save until my second playthrough because
Yeah.
the first playthrough, just going through the main story and beating the final boss, well worth it on its own. Even if there weren't any additional content, that was enough. It was so fantastic. But there is so much more to do.
Oh, thank God! I was kind of worried that I would like burn through it and then finish, the 100%, and then that'd be it. But I'm glad to know that there's more to come. Do you think?
so much
Do you
more.
think that this is the best Kirby game?
I think objectively, this is one of the best Kirby games. It's not my
That's
favorite.
such a cop-out answer.
It's not my favorite. No, Kirby's Dream Land 3 is my favorite Kirby game. But if you're asking me if I think it's the best Kirby game, are you asking me my personal opinion?
No, do
Because
you
then
think
the
it's the
answer
best
is no.
one?
No, I don't. I think it's really fucking good. It's up there, but it's not the best. No.
It's actually like mind-boggling to me that you'd say that.
Why? Why is
Because
that?
I think this is like far and away the best one.
I think it's a fantastic entry in this series, and it's definitely one of the best ones, but I don't think it's the best one.
Okay,
I
to be
love
fair,
Kirby's Dream Land 3.
I did miss some of the DS ones. I didn't play Squeak Squad.
Squeak Squad's passable. Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's fun.
I'm saying that this is objectively the best one without playing Squeak Squad. So if there's some Squeak Squad.
It's okay.
stan
Nobody out there is gonna fucking disagree with you, except for like
Kirby
fucking
Squeak Squad
fan club.
They're coming after me. I'm gonna get all these DMs from the Kirby Squeak Squad. The Squeak Squad's gonna come after me here.
Hashtag Squeak Squad Army.
No, I honestly think that they have just like. I feel like that the character
They've nailed
of Kirby,
the new Kirby
and,
formula on the head.
yeah, and the entire theming of Kirby and the tone of the games and such, like it fits so well for a game like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly the kind of Kirby game that had needed to be made, that should have been made, and I feel like, especially with Nintendo, we often talk a lot about, I wish Nintendo would do kind of XYZ.
It's so fucking weird hearing you say XYZ like that. That's like a fucking phatic phrase. You can't just say XYZ.
Matthew, I can and will, as that is the correct way to say it.
Continue.
I feel like, I don't know, I'm thinking about like times where people are like, I wish that there was a Zelda game where you could, like I remember way back people were like, okay, like there's like this second screen idea where like you could have your inventory on a second screen or your map on a second screen in the controller and then like see it on the TV, play on the TV, and like that would be cool. And it'd be like, yeah, they did that. And then it was like okay, like it worked,
Right.
But then they did Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild was like, okay, the way I want to put this is that it seems that lately, the past 5 years or so, with these big franchises, Nintendo they seem to know what's right for the series and what's a right kind of gameplay formula for their kind of A tier series,
Right.
where when the fans don't know. Right? Like, I don't think any fan of Kirby could have been like, man, I wish we had a Kirby that's like Mario 3D Land, but it's like got like a little bit of darker tones, and it's got like like I don't think any fan would have described that Forgotten Land, and said like, oh, this is what they should do with the Kirby franchise. But this feels to me like makes so much sense of what they should have done with the Kirby franchise, and then they went and did it. Right? And I feel like Mario Odyssey feels like that too. Like, I feel like lately Nintendo's like A tier franchises have been getting like the perfect treatment for the like with these like AAA releases. Like, of course, like there's the side stuff. Like there's Mario 3D Land, like Bowser Fury, and there's like
Well,
the
yeah.
Link's Awakening.
No, but I agree with
remake
you.
and
I
stuff.
know what you mean. Like all of the like brand new main series entries.
Exactly, yeah. All of those entries feel to me lately like Nintendo is just like they seem to know exactly how to take these characters, take these stories, and take these like kind of the tones of the series, and make a game and design gameplay that fits so perfectly,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, you would think that being in the industry so long, of course they know. It's still baffling that they know more than we do, and we're the ones who are consuming it.
Right? Yeah, it just goes to show that I think that fans think they know what's best for a series, or they think they know,
Well,
what's
don't get
right,
me wrong.
or-
We do know in certain cases, right? But like, I don't know. If you had the chance to make a new Zelda game right now, would you go back to the old formula, or would you make Breath of the Wild 2? What would you do?
Uh, I would probably make Breath of the Wild too.
Me too. I would love to have another old style Zelda because I really like them, but I know that the right move right now is Breath of the Wild 2. You know?
And I feel like this is the first time in a long time where Nintendo realizes that. You know? Like, I feel like if we think about like the mid 2000s, maybe even like early 2010s, like Skyward Sword was not what that series needed at that time.
No, it really wasn't. It was
And
just perpetuating the kind of. I don't want to use the word stale because I really like the old Zelda formula, but for a lot of people at that point in time, that formula was starting to become old and stale,
and slow, right? Like it's not exciting, and I feel like maybe this is controversial, but I feel like Mario Sunshine was the same way, where like Nintendo
That's
thought
not
they
fucking
knew like
controversial. Everybody agrees with you. I'm the only person who likes Mario Sunshine.
and like Nintendo thought they were like doing the right thing for this character, like bringing it like doing this left field thing, and we're trying something new, and it didn't work. And I
It
feel
worked
like
with Luigi. Give him the fucking vacuum. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
I mean, I guess that's true. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking about my ass, but
No.
I feel
I think
like
you're right. I just think it's cute.
I feel like lately, the past 5 years or so, Nintendo has figured out and seems to know better than anybody else what the right move is for their franchises. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like I feel lucky to be like living in this time where like we got Mario Odyssey, we got Breath of the Wild, we got this Kirby game. And yeah, like I am putting this Kirby game in the discussion with those two games because I know that this is not like this grandiose adventure like those two games might be. But playing this game makes me feel like how I felt when I played Mario Odyssey. You know,
I get that. Yeah,
it's certainly not like as in depth, and the worlds are not, you know, as large, and the platforming maybe doesn't feel as tight as it did there, and that kind of thing. But I don't think Kirby lends itself, right? The Kirby character and the way that these stories are told historically, I don't think that Kirby would lend itself well to those kind of experiences, right? Like this type of design, you know, like Kirby wouldn't make sense in an open world Breath of the Wild type game. Kirby wouldn't make sense in like a puzzle platformer 3D world, you know, Odyssey type game, right?
yeah.
Kirby makes perfect sense in this like short, sweet level design, you know, that's almost like a 2.5D at times.
It's
You
the
know,
3D land, 3D world formula in Kirby, and it works perfectly.
and it should have always been Kirby, like Mario 3D Land, like that should have, you know, that's what Kirby should have
I
been, you
like
know.
Mario 3D Land and World. I think they
Oh
work
yeah,
for
they're
Mario as well.
fine. Yeah, they're
But
fine.
I have a question. I'm going to pose this question, and I've asked
Okay.
a couple people this, but I waited to ask you until the podcast. I want your genuine answer live.
Uh-huh.
Given what we now know about the Kirby series, and knowing that this is the very first main series 3D Kirby game,
Uh-huh.
do you think that it was a good move or a bad move for them to have not done this already when they could have way back with the N64?
Uh okay, that's tough. I mean,
I know that's a tough question. That's why I'm asking.
okay, it's tough, and here's why. It's because had they tried to do this on N64, I feel like the scope of a game like that on N64 would have taken over this, like a team that might have been working on Ocarina of Time, or might have been working on, you know, Mario 64, or might have been working on Majora's Mask or something like that. Like I
Right.
feel like at the time a game like that took so much more resources that
Yeah.
they chose to do it with Kirby, it would have negatively impacted something else. I don't think they would have had the resources to make it work.
Right.
Whereas now, it's a lot easier with, you know, the technology is more advanced, the engines are more advanced, game designers are more talented, etc., etc. It takes, I mean, arguably it takes more resources because there's more assets to design and that kind of thing, but the budgets are also way higher than they would have been back then, right? So do I wish this game had come out a long time ago? Yeah, like absolutely. But I don't know. I think Nintendo made the right choice by putting their resources into Mario and Zelda instead of, you know, the cute pink puffball.
Okay. I really like that answer because it's a totally different answer from what my answer is. Although I have the same answer as you, I just have a different reason why. I
Okay.
think that it's a good idea that we got it now instead of then. It would have been a bad idea to make Kirby 3D as soon as they had the chance to. And I think the main reason for that is Kirby didn't need to be 3D. There wasn't any big demand for Kirby to be 3D, and the kind of gameplay that Kirby had always had was it was never necessary that it had to be in 3D. There was nothing calling out to Kirby fans being like, "Hey, are you going to stay with this series if we don't go to 3D?" Like nobody gave a shit about that. The reason why Mario and Zelda got 3D games is because they were starting to become these big, large, explorative adventures. A lot of people don't realize just how large of a game Super Mario Bros. 3 was, or even Super Mario World. It's fucking big. Those games are big. You just don't realize it because we've played them so many times they feel short in comparison. But do you remember the first time you ever played Super Mario World? Do you remember how large that felt?
Yeah, I guess there's something. It's like you play that a 3D game, regardless of like the scale of the 3D world. But I think a 3D game just somehow naturally feels a lot bigger
Yeah,
than a 2D game. You know?
yeah. But
Yeah.
when we're comparing the sizes of 2D games to other 2D games, Mario and Zelda 2D games were huge compared to
In comparison.
Kirby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirby didn't need to go 3D. I think it's a good idea that they did it now anyway, though, because the last 4 Kirby games in a row were 2.5D side-scrolling platformers that used basically the same graphics engine every single time. We were running into another New Super Mario Bros. Thing. And if Kirby didn't break off from that, it was going to become stale. and rather than go backwards and
Oh,
do
I think it was already
yeah,
was. I think it was already like with Star Allies. Like
Star Allies was okay.
it's exactly it's stale. It's nothing new. Like that felt like the same. It felt like Robobot. It felt like Triple
Yeah.
Deluxe. Like you know.
It like rather than go backwards and go back to Kirby's roots like a lot of things did back in the day, like we got Mega Man 9 and that was a retro revival and other things of that nature. Kirby decided to jump forward, and I'm glad that it did because we essentially got still Kirby, but with the freshest twist we have ever gotten from Kirby since they never did 3D before. And that would have been the first thing they could have thought to do when Kirby came to the Nintendo 64. But they saved it, and they saved it for the perfect moment, and I love that they did.
Yeah, I yeah I really really love this game, and I really think that it. I'm so happy about it too because I really wanted to love this game. I was excited about it like the moment I saw the trailer, and it was like it's everything that I hoped it would be and more. So I'm freaking like ecstatic that it's gotten the reception it has, and I would hope that this means we're going to get more of this style of game, um, of Kirby game. Yeah, I mean I could talk about this for hours, but we should probably.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Sonic movie 2, the movie?
Oh, do I ever? All right, so here's how this went down. The first Sonic movie was kind of like pandemic era, like
Kind of.
you
It
know
literally happened like right before.
prime pandemic. So I never saw it in the theater, and I ended up watching the first Sonic movie like at home on like on Apple TV or whatever. And so I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was like incredible. I wasn't mind boggled by it. I thought it could have been way worse than it was.
Right.
I'm not exactly huge on the whole storyline of like, Sonic is this hunk's child basically, and he's like taking care of him. Like I'm not huge on that. That feels a little weird. But otherwise, like like I love Jim Carrey as Eggman. Like I love all that's great. But so going into Sonic 2, my friends and I, when we went to go see it, we specifically chose a time on it was like the release evening. It was like Thursday night, and we chose a time that was like hopefully there's not going to be like a ton of children in there. So we went to see it at like 9:30 p.m. on a Thursday.
Okay.
And so our theater was like full of like grown ass men. And I think there was like some like two kids behind us, or maybe one kid behind us or something, which was also like, man, like what are you doing bringing your kid? Like the kids can know this movie at like midnight and it's at school night. Like, what's going on? But
You're taking off tomorrow, Junior. Dad has got to see the Sonic movie.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what the thought process is there, but anyway, I digress. I loved like being able to see this in that setting. Because like there were just a bunch of grown ass dudes who were like hyped about
it. Absolutely.
There was the reveal at the end, which I won't, after the credits, which I won't spoil if you haven't seen the movie. But there was a reveal in the credits, as I mean, with any blockbuster movie nowadays.
That's not a spoiler. The saying that there is a post-credit scene is not a spoiler anymore.
And there was like multiple like dudes, who like audibly gasped at that moment, and I'm like, oh my god, yes, this is amazing. I really enjoyed the movie. I didn't think it was like incredible. I didn't think it was mind blowing, but I thought it was a good time. I loved how many references there was to the game. I love there's the bit where he pulls out the Genesis manual.
Yes.
There's the
Mean Bean Coffee Shop.
Yeah, the Mean Bean Coffee Company. I love that. I love seeing like the Eggmobile.
Yeah. Watching Sonic slurp up the air bubble underwater.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, he loses his rings.
Yes.
There's so many references there that like they fit so they feel so natural. Like they make them feel like not like forced.
Yeah.
I think they did a pretty good job of that.
There was one very esoteric reference that I was really appreciative of because I grew up reading the Sonic Archie comics, and
Oh yeah.
they made a reference right at the end where Sonic is talking to Knuckles about ice cream, and
Yeah.
like no spoilers, Sonic is just talking to Knuckles about ice cream, and Knuckles asks if it's anything like grapes, and that's important because chili dogs are to Sonic as grapes are to Knuckles, and that is something that was made possible through the comics. That has never really appeared very much in the games. Everybody knows Sonic loves chili dogs. That's been in the games. It's been in film. It's been on TV. It's been in the comics. But never any mention about Knuckles and grapes. And I thought that was really cool to include.
It's a deep cut.
Yeah, big deep cut.
I think my favorite moment is when, again, not really a spoiler. I mean, if you're gonna see the movie, go see it. But when he like realizes that he's gonna have to run across the water, and he like
Oh yeah.
leans down and like it zooms in, and he's like, "Gotta go fast." And again, that was another moment where like all these dudes in my theater were like, "Yeah,
Yep.
he said the thing."
There was only one thing about the movie that I thought was trite and thrown in just for no reason at all. If you remember in Sonic 1, there's that scene where Sonic flosses, and I was like, okay, whatever, that's passable. And then they do it a second time in the same film, and I was like, okay, let's not. And they throw in another flossing scene in Sonic 2. And I'm like,
it's
what? Why?
Children, right?
But like, why do you need to do it again? The same joke was in the first film. Don't use the same joke a second time. Actually, it's the third time.
I mean, yeah, I'm not supporting it. I'm not in support of it, but like, I don't know. They have to like pander to their. They know their audience and they pander to it a little bit.
Question: when you went to see the film, what would you say was the ratio of young to old people in the audience?
Oh, like I said, yeah, there was like maybe 1 or 2 children there.
That's it. Really?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, again, we were there at 9:30 p.m. on a Thursday.
I mean, oh, that's true. You went on Thursday. Yeah, we went on opening night, which was on a Friday, so it wasn't a school night. And
ours was like technically, I guess, like the preview show or whatever.
Yeah, we went at 8. Our showing was at 8:20, and I would say that it was about half and half. It was half and half kids and adults. But I thought it was really funny. I've told this story to a couple people already, but I went with Jackie and Dustin and Joe and Dustin's girlfriend Steph, and the 5 of us all sat together. We got assigned seats because that's just the kind of theater we went to. And about 2 rows behind us was like all children and like maybe 1 or 2 parents with them. And you'll probably remember this scene, but no spoilers. There's a wedding scene, and there's a reveal at the wedding scene where someone is not who they said they were. Spoils. But then the bride mentions like, wait, so you're not who you said you were, and you're not who you said you were? Was the woman who waxed my and like it's it's a vagina hair removal joke, and that's for the adults, but the kids 2 rows behind us, we just hear them go, what?
And so the parents had some explaining to do in the car ride home after that.
I just thought it was really funny.
I really was hoping, I mean, anytime there's any Sonic related stuff, I always just hope that there's like Crush 40 happens.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this has yet to happen. And so that's the one thing I was kind of miffed about.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, remains to be seen. Maybe Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie 3, will.
Did you get McDonald's toys there?
For Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, for like the Sonic 2 movie.
Maybe we did. I don't know. I can't tell you the last time I actually went to a McDonald's. I've been door dashing, and I don't have cable, so I haven't seen any of the commercials.
So what you're gonna have to do now is DoorDash yourself a Happy Meal and see if you get a Sonic
see if I get a Sonic toy.
Yeah, there are 10 of them.
Yeah, collect them all.
Yeah, go ahead and collect them all.
Something else to collect, sure. Yeah,
I think they're cool.
Yeah, do you have any of them?
No, but a friend of mine got a bunch, and
okay. So what you're saying is you're not going to collect them all?
I personally know.
Sure.
Here, okay. So one of them is, and I think it's kind of cool that they did this.
Yeah.
One of them is a mystery character, who you don't get to know unless you've seen the movie. And McDonald's advertised that as such. It's like also a mystery character. Like they said like there's like these 9 plus like a surprise one.
Wait, it's not that character, is it?
It's not the after credits reveal. It's
Okay.
the other reveal.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, are you talking about? Is it the yellow reveal? The golden yellow reveal? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, McDonald's didn't spoil that. The McDonald's ad says it's a surprise, but all of the other ones.
I love how we're
like,
just fucking skirting around the spoilers.
There are 2 Sonic toy, like actual like Sonic character toys, and in both of them, he's got his arms like flailing behind him.
Yeah. That's how Sonic do.
Sonic I love 2. It. It's amazing. Anyway, we should probably move on from Happy Meal toys. Man,
yeah,
we got a lot to cover and not so much time. So I want to hear about what you've been playing.
Well, I wasn't going to mention this anymore since we were running up on time, but I'll mention it quickly because I'll have more to say about it next episode. But I started playing Omori, which is it's a JRPG. It's not really a JRPG, but it's an RPG in the style of a traditional JRPG, done by Omocat, and it's on Steam, and it's soon to come physically to PS4 and Switch, etc. And it is very, very good. My friend Max recommended it to me. We do this thing every now and again where if both of us don't know what to play next and we're in like a state of limbo between games, we'll just recommend a game to each other, and we have to play that game regardless. So I noticed Max had never played Pikmin, so I told him to play Pikmin. And,
and that was like cruel of you to make somebody suffer through that.
He had the exact same reactions as you, although he liked it more than you did. But that was fun to play with you. And I'm playing Omori. I am about 12 hours in, and it's only about a 20-hour game, so I'm almost done already. But I still feel like there's so much more to discover, and so I don't really know what to talk about. And so I'm going to leave it for next time because there's a lot that I could get into, but I'll have much more to say next time when I've probably finished it.
I purposefully did not like. I have like a mental list of like, oh yeah, that game looks alright. Like I'll probably play that at some point. Mm-hmm. And I purposefully did not add that one to my mental list because it sounds depressing, and I don't like depressing games.
It is depressing, but
great.
It's a mother-like, so it has a lot of humor. And it's very quirky and colorful when it's not being depressing.
Okay, well, I'm excited to hear about it next time.
Yeah.
And I'll confirm if I made the right choice by not being depressed by a video game.
Yeah. Tyler, do you want to confirm whether you've made the right choice being an Amico fanboy?
No, I'm wait.
Because it's time for that gamer news with a Z, or it legally doesn't count.
I feel like I've already made that confirmation a long time ago.
Well, make it again, because, Tyler, we have some game news, and the first thing on the docket, I want to get this out of the way fast. Before we started today's episode, I told you that listeners of our show will be aware that we talk about the Amico a lot, and I think for the most part, I'm really excited for the Amico, but at the same time, I am so fucking fed up with all the bullshit, whereas Tyler is just strapped in, and he's along for the ride because he has no choice. I'm going to take us to McDonald's, and he's going to have to deal with it. So,
yeah, can I get a Sonic 2 toy?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
I might just get one black coffee, and you can't get anything.
I do want to say, I think we are probably the
Amicoist podcast out there.
Yeah, you said it way more succinctly than I was about to, so thanks for that.
Yeah.
I don't think there are 2 people on Earth who have talked more about the Amico, including the people who are making it.
Yeah, but in contrast, at the beginning of this episode, right before Tyler and I hit start and we synced up, I told you, Tyler, that I think this piece of information will actually get you maybe even more mad than me, even though you don't care.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay. So, the most recent piece of Amico news, after we got everything else that's gone wrong with the Amico, Tyler, do you remember what the Intellivision Amigo's price point was when it was first announced?
Too much.
Close. It was $100.
Like $99.99 USD.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then that price was increased to $200 once it was finally put into production and everything was finalized, and everyone was still okay with that.
I feel like a lot of the words you're saying have to be put into like air quotes. You know, production.
I know.
Finalized.
You're right.
I don't think any of those things have actually happened.
Take every word that we say about the Amigo with a grain of salt and also very large quotation marks. But Tyler, the most recent piece of news to come out about the Amigo is that it is going to ship with only one controller now. And
okay, wait, hold on. Doesn't it like have slots for the controllers?
Yes, it does. It was
and so
promised.
One of them's going to be empty.
Yep, it was promised that we would receive two controllers with the Amigo, because A, it's aesthetically pleasing, and also for the functionality of the console, having two controllers right out of the box. That is something that old consoles always did, and that's the feel that the Amigo is trying to go for. That was their whole shtick. Consoles always had two controllers out of the box. It's not like today, where you only need one.
Especially because they market this thing like, oh, it's like for family and friends. And
exactly. Now, you can get away with... The Amigo has is in quotation marks, I guess, would have an amazing feature, and I actually think it is an amazing feature. You can just use a smartphone application to control the Intellivision Amigo. You only need one official controller. So it's not like anybody's at a loss or anything, but after the reveal that they were going to be removing one of the controllers from shipments, whenever the fuck that finally happens, price is going to increase to $290.
What? Hold on. $290 for an Amigo and one controller?
And one controller, yep.
What?
Yes, so a Nintendo Switch, yes.
Isn't it? That's literally what I was about to say. Does a Nintendo Switch not retail for like that exact price, actually?
It's $300.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, that's not the kicker, though. Then they went on to say, okay, we're also going to have a special two-controller bundle for $340.
I don't understand. Wait, hold on. So that's $50 more for another controller.
Yes, and if you want to get technical, even though the Nintendo Switch only has one controller...
It's two.
It can technically be two controllers. So it's $40 cheaper than the Amigo. And it has multiplayer support right out of the box.
Okay, hold on. Isn't a PS5 like $400 US?
I think it's $500 US.
I think maybe for the physical one. I think the digital one is $399.
The digital one is $400, yeah.
Okay, so what you're telling me is I could spend an extra $100 and instead of getting a fucking Amiibo, I could get a PS5.
You mean Amigo?
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this damn thing's called.
You said Amiibo, dude. What is this? What is this? The Wii U? But yeah.
I would rather have a bunch of
either
Amiibos
$300 and don't not to mention that there's going to be tax on top of this. So for essentially more than $300 or more than $355, you can finally own an Intellivision Amigo.
No, you can't.
When it comes out, asterisk, subsection, double cross, like all the fucking red flags.
I can't believe they're still acting like this is coming out.
This is amazing to me. After everything that we have been through as gamers, and after everything that Intellivision has thrown at us, now they're I swear to God, if this is not the nail in the Amigo fucking coffin, I don't know what possibly could be. Other than a full announcement that the Amigo has fully ceased production and will not come out. Not may not, will not. That's the only other thing I could think of as being the final nail in the coffin, besides this announcement.
I can't believe this is something we started talking about, like, literally when we started this podcast.
Like a year ago, yeah.
and we're still discussing it, and the narrative is still the same, that this thing is fucking not coming out and it won't
No,
die.
not even. I remember a year ago I was still slightly more optimistic. I was like, it'll come out eventually, and now I have completely switched sides. I'm on the other side of the coin, and I'm like, if this thing fucking comes out, I will do backflips across my neighbor's lawn. In my underwear.
Oh my god. We have to do, if the Amico ever comes out, we got to do like a launch
Super
party
FX plays.
special event.
The
Television
Super
Amico.
FX
I will
cornhole
fly
event.
to New York, and I will meet you. We will go buy Amicos. We'll
Tommy
be the only
Tallarico.
ones.
Tommy Tallarico, if you're listening, and I know you're not, but if this thing comes out, I will give you a foot massage every day for a year.
Oh my god. 365 Tommy foot rubs.
Yeah, I'm going to touch Tommy's little tootsies every day for a year if this thing comes out, okay? And, okay, I'll do you one better. If this thing comes out in the next 10 years, I'll do it for 2 years.
Oh my god. I almost want to like go and make my own Amico for that if that's
No. It's got to be this one. I was going to rub your feet for any reason. Don't worry. You just want me to rub Tommy's feet.
There was some other news this week. Not a whole lot, but there was some.
When you walk away.
They're making Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah. Whenever that comes out.
Did you play Kingdom Hearts 3?
No, I have it. I got it at launch because I was like, oh, wow, Kingdom Hearts 3. And then I do what I always do. I never fucking touched it.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
I feel like this is one of these pieces. No, I didn't even buy it. I feel like this is one of the. Well, here's the thing. I knew that if I bought it, then I would get, 6 months down the road, they would come up with some new, Kingdom Hearts dream fantasy.
Kingdom Hearts http://www.
Yeah, version 1.5 / and it would be a collection that would like include the game and plus this bonus content that you need to play to understand the story of the game from 5 years ago. So no, I didn't buy it. I have next to no interest in it. I have like such a sliver of interest in this series.
Yeah. I just, you know what I love though? Kingdom Hearts 3 is like the fucking 14th game in the Kingdom Hearts series. And Kingdom Hearts 4 is like the 15th or 16th. They're like finally going back to just doing numbers and staying out of every fucking other word in the universe.
Didn't Kingdom Hearts 3 not do well?
I actually don't know.
It's like sales wise.
I don't know.
I was under the impression that it was like a disappointing seller for them.
I'm curious, but not necessarily seller wise, but I'm curious for the sake of Metacritic. I'm gonna go Kingdom Hearts.
I guess 3. Okay. It does say it was their fastest selling title in the franchise,
83.
But I don't know. Anyway, regardless, I'm surprised that they're doing another one because I don't know a single person who cares about this.
I know quite a few, and they're all weebs, but I love them.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Maybe I'm just I live under a rock, under a Kingdom Hearts rock, under Sora's rock of a heart. Okay, whatever. Nintendo apparently, we don't. know. It's unclear.
Yeah.
Apparently, Nintendo's Game Boy emulators for Switch were leaked.
Yeah.
The quote that I saw was the expert of Game Boy emulation saw these Game Boy emulators that got leaked, and the quote was, "I'm 99.9% sure it's real." This guy's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just really don't want to be wrong, so like I'm not going to tell you for sure. So just 99.9%.
Listen, the thing is, I'm right about this unless I'm wrong.
It was
only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time
until
we got something like this.
I mean, I'm surprised that it got leaked. Okay, so but essentially what we saw is emulators that supposedly run Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games on Switch got leaked somehow.
Yeah.
There was two different emulators, and this source has gone through this code and tested out these emulators, and it seems to be something of professional production that Nintendo would use on the Switch. I think you're right. I think it's a matter of time until we get these kind of games on the Switch. I'm surprised that it leaked. I'm like, this is kind of atypical for Nintendo. Like,
especially because we didn't get happens. The leak. We didn't get a leak about the N64 or Genesis games.
No, not really. No, there was. I mean, there's always rumored, but
of course.
Yeah, I'm excited. I will. Depending on, I guess it depends on what fucking games go on this thing. Yeah. But if they do come out with Game Boy, especially Game Boy Advance on the Switch, that would make me pay the extra to get the.
Oh yeah. Listen, all thing. I'm saying, I don't want to be that guy, but I will totally be that guy because I'm a fan. This is the Nintendo. Listen to me, Mother 3. This is literally the way you can release it. Just get it over with.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. I wonder if they would do that.
They won't. But they should.
Yeah, I guess only time will tell.
But yeah.
There wasn't really much else for news this week.
Yeah, not really. In before we eventually get Advance Wars 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance emulators, even though they're getting remade.
I saw somewhere somebody like on Twitter had posted that they were able to download and play it.
What?
Yeah, like it was because they had pre-ordered it on the eShop or something. And I don't know if they were in a specific region. I didn't really read too much into it. I don't know what exactly happened, but like somebody at Nintendo messed up, and the game, like the release date came, and it pre-downloaded and installed, and they were able to boot it and play it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I think I imagine by now, like, it has been turned off and they can't do that anymore or something. But they probably had to like request their money back or something. I don't know. But yeah, apparently like they forgot to not distribute the game after they delayed it.
Oh god. Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So yeah, that's kind of funny and interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got nothing else for news. I don't have much for like I haven't done much collecting lately. Mm-hmm. I was extremely close to buying a OLED Switch.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I really would like to have one, and I think I've talked about this before on the show. The value proposition is good because I get another dock, I get another charger, I get more Joy-Cons, like the whole 9 yards. It's all there. Yeah. And I from what I've read, the reviews I've read of people who have the old Switch and the new Switch, they all say like, oh yeah, it's like
night and day.
Yeah, for handheld mode, absolutely. Anyway, so there was a Shoppers Drug Mart points event, and I was going to spend my points on it and get a basic what would end up being like a $100 OLED Switch.
Right.
And I kind of sat on it and thought about it, and then by the time I went, it was sold out.
No. Oh yeah. God.
But I'm not like it's super miffed. It's like the last
totally
thing
would
I
have done that.
Need.
Yeah, I mean, still, that would have been cool.
And I also kind of worry that that OLED Switch has been out for a bit now. Like, what is next? Like, am I at the point where I'm going to be kicking myself where in 6 months, like the Switch Pro comes out, the Switch XL comes out or something?
I don't know. The Switch has been out for 5 years, and although Nintendo has stated that there are no plans to retire the Switch yet at all, Nintendo usually starts thinking about their next console anywhere between 5 and 7 years after it was first released.
Yeah.
We've already had two redesigns. I don't know if we can expect another one, even if the Switch isn't going to be retired anytime soon. There really isn't any need for another one.
I don't think it will be retired anytime soon. But just because PS5 like has still like barely come out, even though it's been like over a year.
It still has 4 games.
Yeah, like it still has barely come out. Microsoft is off doing their damn thing in Wahoo Land over there. And so like Nintendo doesn't have much reason to release it like Switch 2.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if, if console sales are slowing for them a little bit in turn. Everybody and their dog bought a Switch during the pandemic and played Animal Crossing on it, and
Mm-hmm.
now I wonder if like the targets, the sales targets shifted, and now maybe they're not meeting those targets, and there's shipping delays and all that. So I wonder if pumping out a new hardware revision, even a minor one, if it's just like a size difference or something, an XL model or something, or a Mini 2 kind of thing,
Yeah.
or sorry, a
The new
light, a
Switch
Switch Lite
Fire
2.
Stick. Just stick it right into your TV and put the game card in, and that's it.
Just to breathe a little bit of life into the hardware sales. I wonder
Yeah.
if that's on the docket, but who knows? I do feel like if they plan for this thing to be the thing, for to compete with the PS5 for the next foreseeable future, like 4 or 5 years from now, like that thing is going to look real not great.
Really unattractive.
Yeah, it's like that's a tough sell. Like selling this, 2017 hardware in
Oh,
2026 or whatever.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like we'll see something new sooner than we think. But that's just a theory.
A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Tell me about your. You were you were saying something about soda.
Oh, yeah. In the show notes, I did some collecting. That's what I do. I collect every day. I wrote in the SCO notes, the snow cones.
The snow codes. The
So
scones.
I wrote in the snow cones here, the show notes, that I picked up Ridley Scott's favorite soda the other day, which is true. I like to collect for TurboGrafx 16, so I went to Blast from the Past with Jackie, and I picked myself up a copy of Alien Crush for TurboGrafx 16.
You can get right out. I can just stop my recording right now and leave.
I mean, you could, but I'm going to keep talking for the next 10 minutes.
I don't think anybody's favorite soda is Crush.
It's Ridley Scott's favorite soda. All right? Don't fucking judge him.
All right, what else you get?
Yeah, I guess there's not much else to say other than that about Alien Crush. Somebody was on Long Island Gamers United, one of my favorite Facebook groups, and they were like, hey, guess what? I need money. So I'm getting rid of a whole bunch of games, and I'm getting rid of them way cheaper than usual.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you have this term in Canada, but in America we call that a fire sale. And,
Yeah, of course.
I know that the term fire sale is a real thing. When there has been a fire, there's a sale to recoup costs to fix damages. But in the gaming community, for those of you who are uninitiated, I guess, Tyler, you do know, if you just want to sell off some game shit really cheaply, it's called a fire sale.
Yeah.
So somebody had a fire sale, and they sold me, because I was nice enough to purchase this from them, a sealed copy of the physical Switch version of the limited run publication of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, complete edition.
Okay, hold on. I pre-ordered that like so long ago.
I did too, and I never fucking got it. And I checked back way after the game finally released, and my pre-order was inexplicably canceled.
Wait, where the hell is mine? I'm looking right now.
You just check your mailbox right this second. It's there. Oh my god!
Where is it?
Are you looking at your
Shipping
email, or are
update.
you looking at
Okay,
your mailbox?
March 2nd.
Uh-huh.
Okay, hold on. Did you get it with the vinyl soundtrack?
Yes. With the vinyl soundtrack? No.
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
CD.
I think that might be my problem, because it says orders containing the vinyl soundtrack, which I did get because that soundtrack is done by Anamanaguchi and I love
Yes.
them. It says those orders will be finalized soon.
Mm-hmm.
Please update your shipping address by March 8th.
Okay.
So that was over a month ago.
Did you update your shipping address, considering you moved?
I ordered this game. I did not, but my friends.
I
still live at
panicked
that
for
house.
you a second. Okay. I was going to say I just panicked
Well,
for
okay.
you for a
Not
second
only do
because
my
I know
friends
you
still live at
moved
that
since then.
house, but I also have you can do this mail forwarding thing when you move, and you could just say, "Hey, Canada Post, forward everything to this other address instead."
Ah, gotcha.
Anyway, I ordered that game January 15th, 2021.
Yep.
It is now April 2022.
Yeah. I think I ordered it around the same time as when it was first announced, and the the pre-orders went up. Max told me about it, and so we ordered it together. And he got
Your
his.
order was canceled.
My order was inexplicably canceled. I forgot all about it. That's how long it took. And I looked back just, I don't know, 5-6 months ago maybe, and just I had absolutely no order whatsoever. There was no order history. I checked back through my logs, and I didn't receive any word that my order had even been canceled, but I contacted Limited Run, and they told me that my order had been canceled, and I'm still waiting on a reason. But it doesn't matter. I didn't reorder because the game's already out, and so this dude on Long Island Gamers United was just selling a copy of the game for cheaper than Limited Run was selling it because he needed the money. So fuck it.
Wow.
And it was sealed. I opened it because I want to play it. 70. But I got some other stuff thrown in as well. I also got the Donkey Kong 64 player's guide.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I paid more than 70, but yeah, $70. That was it.
Amazing.
Yep. It's $10 more than if it were just a normal Switch game, but it's not. It comes in this big fucking clamshell Neo Geo ass case, and it's got so much girth to it. I love it.
I'm excited to finally get that. That okay. This is one of those stories where we talk about this shit all the time, but it was like on a digital service, and then it got taken off the digital service, and you couldn't play it anymore. You couldn't buy it anymore, and you know. And then here they go. They released it again. And just buy that shit again, but at least it's physical now, and so we'll forever have it.
Yeah, but we'll forever have the complete edition version. We'll never have the original version.
I mean, I guess this is true.
Yeah. Rip history. But yeah.
I think that'll do it for our show. We'll end on a sad note.
Aw. Okay.
Rip video game history. But next week, come on back for a very special 1-year anniversary episode.
Yeah.
Of Super FX. One whole
year. I cannot believe you and I have been friends. I'm sorry, co-hosts. That was not a joke. I literally just used the wrong word. We've been friends for like half our lives, but we've been co-hosts for a whole year together. Isn't that amazing?
A whole year. How special.
Yeah.
Friends, if you want to learn more about Super FX, please visit our website, superfxpodcast.com. You can find our show wherever you find your other favorite podcasts, including Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can also follow us on social media, including Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. That's at SuperFX Podcast. Reach out with any comments or questions on social media, or by sending us an email. We love getting email. hi@superfxpodcast.com. That's hi@superfxpodcast.com. If you like what we're doing and you'd like to support us, please considering what Rachel Johnson did and become a patron at patreon.com/superfxpodcast.
Thank you.
If you're listening on YouTube, consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. Yeah, thank you, Rachel. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, help us out by rating and reviewing our show. As always, special thanks to Kenny Martin for the use of our theme song. You can find him at Kenma, that's KENMA.bandcamp.com. And a special thank you to you. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.